Quacksetball. 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 Uh-oh.
Yo! Baby. That is right. It is Quacksetball, my favorite sport. Namely, I would say if I had to list the main reason, it's because the way they dribble up and down that court.
Yeah.
My man, and all these courts they were playing were in Portland because PK.
That's right.
This man, for all the viewers of this, all the Patreon watchers of this are seeing my little Phil Knight shrine. I think that's the best way.
Yep.
He's a bobblehead. You can hear it. That's
my DVR recorded the old Phil Knight competition invitational spectacular.
PK 85 years of the shoe dog. Throw it down, big man. That's right, 85.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure, my friend.
Have they made any announcements, or do we know of any plans of what's going to happen when that guy goes? Like, what's going to happen to Nike? What's going to happen to Oregon University?
Who knows what the fuck is going to happen to Nike? I would imagine Nike's would be like, oh, definitely we're giving a bunch of money to, sports in general. That's still a good idea. I mean, you never know when
you know what should be, what we should keep doing? It seems to be working out.
You would assume so. But you never know. They could be like, you know what? The giving it to college students, that's just not the brand we want anymore. I can't ever imagine them not doing that with a new CEO, and he's not even the CEO anymore or anything like that.
Oh, really?
I assume that he's 85 years old. I'm gonna look it up.
I heard rumor mill that Zuckerberg's stepping down. All the
Titans
are tumbling.
Not Zuckerberg.
Anyway, sorry.
It looks like in 2016, he was the chairman of the board, and he retired from that. I mean, he's goddamn old. Obviously, he's a hard worker, though. No one can say he's not that. I mean, not since he's become a billionaire. At that point, work is not actually work. It's like, I've got to go fly to do this work trip, and it's just people swooning you. I feel like that's just your job at that point.
For sure, his empire was built on dirty rocks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if there might be a better saying than that one.
Yeah.
But
blood money, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Money, kind of.
Yeah, I was trying to be polite about child labor.
Yeah. We here on this podcast love conspiracy and kind of quack news, as we call it. But that's one that we try to keep hundo with you. It's just the reminder. It's like, well, to be a Duck fan, you did do a little deal with the devil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that he's the devil, but
you've handshooked.
Yeah. We all did.
Well, okay, so we went to hell and we played. I know how many games we played, and I can assume the outcome because
I wouldn't call
my
Portland
DVR
hell,
recorded it, so I know how many games it recorded.
Yeah.
But I'll let you break it down. I didn't watch it. I should have.
No, well, I assumed you didn't. I'm glad that you even went through the effort to record it. Now, Aaron, which one? I'll let you choose.
Yeah.
I'll let you choose which one.
Yeah.
Because I'm down. I'm ready to talk about either.
Oh, I'm down.
I'm down, baby.
Oh, it's cool. Seinfeld.
All
right.
Heard of it?
So I'm going to choose, and the one I'm going to choose is...
Listeners, he's thinking. Women's. All right. As of right now, my overall thoughts on this team, no, we did not win the PK 85.
Right.
We didn't do bad, though. And for some reason, there were fewer women's teams in general at the PK 85 than the men's, and I was kind of wondering why. I think they would have had
funding.
It's funding.
It has to be money.
Phil Knight, dude. I was wondering, why didn't you add? I think it would have taken 4 more teams. It may have even just been 2 more teams. So it's invite 2 more women's basketball teams.
Well,
you're playing
maybe
Portland, like right near Portland State and Portland University. Like you could, or University of Portland.
Well, maybe they didn't see. Maybe they didn't see the need to spend like $100K just to kiss some asshole's ring.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. That's the only thing I can think of. It made me kind of laugh because it's just like it could have been better for the women. So that's why the women only had 2 games as opposed to the men 3 games, just because there's more games to be played.
Right.
Whatever, It just seemed like a very easy thing you could have done. Like, dude, the 2 Portland schools probably would have done it for free.
Sounds a lot like
you were using one of their courts.
Wasn't there something we just learned recently in history about how men just get like X amount more than women, period? And here it is yet again.
Well, definitely that. And then there's, of course,
the 70% rule.
Sedona Prince, investigative journalist, when she broke that March Madness, discrepancy in locker rooms.
Right.
Or not, I mean, gym equipment was fucking ridiculous. Yeah. But anyways, on the court, this was a good game. We went against number 8 North Carolina. North Carolina went on to win the whole of PK 85. That doesn't really mean anything because that just means they beat us and then they beat Iowa State, which was the winner of Iowa State and Michigan State. So they just won 2 games. It was like, I wish, I don't know. Like everyone didn't even play each other. Like, it seems like they could have at least done that. Scheduled one more game. I don't know. It was funny. Against number 8 North Carolina, it was a back-and-forth affair. 2 similar teams in that they both want to score a bunch of points. That is their main MO. Just outrun the other team. And North Carolina did, in fact, outrun us, obviously. But it was a good showing from the Ducks, I will say. Just first question that we usually want to look right into with some of these teams, or these 2 teams, 3-point shooting. They were 28%, which is not bad. Not bad. 33% is straight up good, okay? Like 25% is like, well, you could have done better, but like you are not a disastrous 3-point shooting team. Certainly not like the men have been of late, and the women kind of have been. So I don't think that was necessarily a problem. It was a bad third quarter where they were outscored 17-11. That really was the tale of the game. But also there was this thing that they kept talking about in the game too, and it's probably just a coincidence, but maybe it is just like the more these Ducks play, the better they'll get, is that we kind of dominated the first of every quarter, the beginning of every quarter, the first few minutes. We were like practically doing what you were talking about, of like everyone score an average of 1 point per minute. It kind of, which is nuts, but like we were popping off, we were hitting things were looking really good, but then UNC just inevitably, due to like whether it be turnovers from us or just like us, suddenly missing shots, UNC would rally and dominate at the end of every single quarter, even in our best quarter, which was probably like the first. 23-20. Like, so they just kept up. UNC is, I mean, from what I saw, clearly a good team. The best performances, Tahina Paupau, 18 points, 7 of 19 from the floor. So, could definitely do better, but like got 18 points, was the leader. 3 of 11 from 3-point shooting. So that's clearly what you'd want to circle. I mean, she's playing that Sabrina role, and which is not really fair to we probably shouldn't even call that, but like in theory she is like the one that is both orchestrating a lot of it and also supposed to be most dangerous with the ball in her hands, and she's looking pretty dang good actually. She just her 3-point shooting could do better, like in this game specifically. But my man Grace Van Sluten, one of our 5 stars, kind of a bigger like a power forward kind of deal, like Satu Sabali kind of role. She is good. she's legit someone to keep an eye out on. She got
Okay.
17 points, 8 of 13, 11 rebounds. So she got a double-double in this one. Andrew Rogers, who's our other veteran leader, she got 10 points. Filipina Che, who is just the biggest person in the world, and is starting to really get, seemingly really get basketball. Not that she didn't last year or anything like that, but is it's becoming instinctually a lot quicker with her, it seems like. And then I just like everyone on the bench. I think we got a good, solid bench, pretty quickly. I'm pretty happy with this team. I mean, obviously we lost this game, but then we had one more game against Michigan State. Michigan State, I don't really know how well they've been doing this season, but they came into this game, I believe, with one loss. So we were both one-loss teams.
Okay.
And we beat them. We beat them, baby. 86-78. It was competitive, but we started off real strong in the first quarter. 27-12, we outscored them.
Wow.
And I don't know, that just, even though I liked this, wait. Yeah, we didn't really take any threes, which I really liked this. It's we got a lot of team speed. We've got size with Filipina Che in there. And Van Sluten is our average height for a lot of these players is going to be pretty good against a lot of teams. And players like Grace Van Sluten, where it's she's quick, she's got handles, and she's got size, make it pretty hard to match up with her. But Andrew Rogers, 19 points. Filipina Che, 15 points, 16 rebounds. So she's getting a double-double.
Wow.
Tahina Pau got 14 points. Grace Van Sluten. It's very clear that those four are that's a pretty, hopefully, Pac-12 contender kind of starting. And then for that fifth spot, in this game, I think it was Chance Gray who came in, who's a very promising freshman herself. So I don't know who the fifth person's truly going to be, but it's been whoever's been in, they've been fun to watch, including I'm always a fan of Elise Hurst, who's been here forever. She's the Australian, or not really forever. It just felt like forever because so many players leave and shit like that.
Yeah.
But she's just a good veteran, is one of the more reliable three-point shooters, honestly. Smart defense, and just, I like having her on the bench. And dude, I'm liking this team. That's all I got to say right now. I don't know if they're ready to beat Stanford or anything, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. What are your thoughts on that?
Well,
Please
I guess
take your time.
well, yeah. I don't know. I guess I always have higher hopes for the women's team than I do the men's team. Because
sexist.
But it's also
Not really.
there's a lot more writing on it.
Because and exposure. I was able to watch
they need to be, it's
yeah.
It's unfortunate that every player has to be an all-star just so we can get a little bit of light, so maybe they can get the exposure, so maybe they can make more money.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you that.
So
but
I guess that's great.
The thing I like about this women's basketball team, though, that I know a whole bunch of other Eugenians and Oregonians is that even in their not so good times, people are showing up on average really well to these games. And that's what's been really fun about it, is that they're a really well supported team, let alone because of this rich ass guy.
Right.
Yeah. But so I'm feeling I'm starting to feel pretty optimistic about this team, as long as, knock on wood, the injury bug doesn't bite. December 3rd on Saturday, we will be playing Portland, the Portland Pilots, who could have played at this tournament just to add a couple more teams. I don't get why, whatever. In Eugene, Oregon. If that game is close, that's some weird shit because it's on our court. The team is looking really good right now. Just about 100% healthy, seemingly.
That's what my question was.
Do you want to hear about the exact? Well, I guess I should before I. That was such a good transition time, but I wanted to say just look at the women's basketball standings. I could have done it at the end. That transition. You ever miss a transition and just really regret it like that on this podcast? Like I could have flowed. No. Yeah, you're perfect. I know. God damn it. and you're editing these, so you're just like, whoop.
Yeah.
No, well, okay. The transition I was going for, which feels really forced now, is the exact opposite of perfectly healthy, is our men's team.
Oh, fuck.
Who at one point in this tournament, which is 3 games, got down to 6 available scholarship players. 6 available scholarship players. Everyone else was a walk-on. So just playing because they love the game. Just a Rudy out there.
Rudies.
Yeah, multiple Rudies.
Franchised.
And like the problem that which is not drastically different than the problems we've had, because we had 4 people out right as the season started. But the problem was it was also Nafali Dante gets out, Nate Biddle gets out, Keyshawn Bartholomew was already out for a while, and then I believe Williams gets out in this game at one point. Am I forgetting about anyone else? I think Soares was good the entire time. Luckily, Will Richardson was, but it was just left and right. And then on top of that, we were shooting pretty bad, just like we have been this whole time. But there is a little bit a glimmer of hope that I do want to cover in a second. It all started with number 20 UConn. We faced them to start it off. UConn is a good team. They end up winning this whole thing, and they definitely showed it against us that they were a good team. Because they kept saying, UConn, they're a good rebounding team. UConn, they got 36 rebounds. We got 30, so they out-rebounded us, but it wasn't drastic. The main thing was we just couldn't hit the fucking broadside of a barn, especially from 3. I mean, I guess we did get 33%, which should technically be good three-point shooting, like I said. But it was 2 of 9 in the first half, and then 3 of 6, and a lot of it was, some of those threes were late, and it just felt like we were just shooting so poorly. It was really hard to watch. A lot of turnovers as well. Will Richardson just didn't look to be it, honestly. And then even Quincy Guerrier. Basically, the veterans, Quincy Guerrier, Will Richardson, Rivaldo Soares. He wasn't projected to be a starter, but he's a starter now, and none of them really showed up in this game. Quincy got 5 points. Rivaldo Soares got 8. Richardson got 9. I think Guerrier. I don't think he played. I think he got taken out at one point in this game. I kind of forget. Honestly, there's been so many freaking injuries. The lone bright spots about this game was that N'Faly Dante got 15 points, 1 rebound somehow, and then Khalil Ware got 18 points and 9 rebounds. I'm telling you this about Khalil Ware after I've watched him a bit in this season. He's the 7-foot freshman, and this dude is good. I think he is NBA good, living up to the 5-star talent immediately. Is a bright spot this entire time. His only downside is that he hasn't, he's learning college ball. It's his first year, but it seems like he's adapting to it so quick. This guy's got handles and he's huge. He's a 7-footer. He's really fun to watch. Number 10, keep your eye out for him, Aaron, because he's really cool. I've liked watching him. And he's just been playing hard, doing alley-oops, hook shots. Hook shots, my man. By the way,
I could do a hook shot.
I was just about to fucking say, Aaron.
Yeah, it's coming.
We got to add hook shots, okay, to the list of things that you'll shoot. And you've got to shoot these things, too, in multiple ways. You got to shoot the shots. You got to shoot yourself shooting the shot, possibly. You don't have to. I mean, like, if you can, it'd be nice if you could film yourself.
All I have to do, I should do it today. You know, the day is bright and filled with opportunity. I should go and do it. As soon as we're done taping this, I'll go down to the community center.
Be like, hey, kid, pass me a ball.
Yeah, I will at least find out when I'm allowed to use the court. Because pre-COVID, the court was used for seniors to play pickleball.
Well, you could do that, too, and record your percentage of that. So, on to the next game. So, that was a tough loss. So, then it was like, UConn does look to be good. Then we played against Michigan State. I think they were a one-loss team at this point. And against Michigan State, it was a close one, but we lose 74-70. And once again, it kind of felt, it wasn't all the three-point shooting, but it felt like that was the difference, especially late in the game when it was just like back and forth, and we were right there to try to take the lead, and then we were just missing those three-pointers, like the open ones that that felt like, game-changing. Will Richardson had a good game overall. I mean, scored 28 points, 4 of 10 from three-point range. That's not bad. 10 of 21 from the floor. That could have, that would have been nice. But he scored 28 points, so hard to fault him with anything. Khalil Ware got 17 points, 9 rebounds, almost got a double-double. And in this game, I do believe, is when N'Faly Dante goes into concussion protocol. This is where Nate Biddle gets hurt. Apparently, it's like some kind of ankle thing that had hurt him earlier in the season. And is flaring up again. So that's kind of a bad sign that it's a pre-existing injury. So we had Brady Parrish, who's a walk-on in there. James Cooper, I believe, is a walk-on. Gabe Reichel, whose brother Zach Reichel played for Oregon State as a starter, and whose mom, Sarah Reichel, I want to say, played for Kelly Graves in Portland, actually.
No shit.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. And he's a walk-on, and he's kind of my man of the match.
Played for Kelly Graves?
His mom did.
Oh, shit.
Isn't that crazy? When he coached for, I kind of forget which Portland team. Obviously, for some reason, I hate these. Either a Portland Pilot or the, why am I blanking on my, I'm so sorry. Portland State University. Oh, man, it's early. I'm going to blame it on that, y'all. What is their,
Blame it on the eggnog, my friend.
Blame it on the eggnog. That's a good Weird Al kind of thing. Do you like eggnog? Portland State Vikings. What the fuck? Why couldn't I think of that? You don't?
No, not at all.
I love it. This is interesting.
Gross.
We could have a full episode about this.
Nah.
But my man,
all right. So anywho,
I got really distracted there. Sorry. Yeah, like Gabe Reichel saw time in this. Luke Werr, who's still like a work in progress. He's got size, but like still needs to actually add some like weight to his frame. It kind of looks like it's definitely someone who I don't think they were even expecting to play this year. Mm-hmm. But yep, he's playing now. So those are good excuses, And Will Richardson did score a lot. So that was nice to see. All those players got injured, and then all of a sudden we're taking on Villanova. Villanova, who also is having a bad time this year. Like, he's not looking great, to be fair. But things were looking freaking disastrous. We had 6, let me remind you again, 6 goddamn scholarship players. But we pulled off the win. 74 to 67, And to tell you the truth, it kind of did fill me with not hope that we're going to win games in the near future. Definitely not that. Though there is a little bit of optimism to be said. But not that we're going to win in the near future. But just again that, like, dude, Dana Altman is a really good coach. Like, just overall. Like, to deal with, like, to take on any team, even, you know, like, especially like Villanova, who's been like a consistently good team, even if they're not good this year, with only 6, like, to have your roster just completely thrown in there, to have Gabe Reichel, the guy who I brought up, right, the walk-on who's, like, has all these relationships, like, he's a starter in this fucking game, dude. He comes out there, and it was very interesting to at points in this game. Villanova just got into this zone, this like kind of, you know, just like, you know, 5-man zone, and was I'm an idiot if I ever talk basketball X's and O's, but just we're moving around and we're completely ignoring Reichel. We're letting him do whatever the hell he wanted to do. It was just like a kid running around in the middle of a game, especially because, you know, he's like a lot shorter than a lot of these players. But like completely unguarded from coast to coast and just like letting him do and just like daring, like, yeah, pass it out to that dude. He's open. Let the walk-on shoot the 3, you know?
Amazing.
And he to his credit, and I really liked this, and I think this is a big part of Dana Altman, like, how smart he is. He's like, we're at the point where it's like, no, dude, you're a starter. If you got the shot, take it, you know.
Jesus.
And he did shoot 7 times, all from 3. Like, that was clearly his role. He hit 1 of them in the first half, like late in the first half. But I swear to God, dude, like, I wanted to just applaud him like Rudy every single time he did it, because it's like, it would have been nice if, especially because this game was close. Like, they rallied back. They took the lead, Villanova did, with like 2 minutes left. And Will Richardson, to his credit, best game of the season, I would say, especially because it was a win, got 19 points, some crucial like field goals, and they you know, and Quincy Guerrier, definitely best game of the season for him. 21 points, 8 rebounds, 6 of 10 from 3. Oh my gosh, what actually hitting a 3 will do for you. We were 11 of 29 in this game. We rebounded 42 rebounds without, you know, N'Faly Dante or Nate Biddle. And a lot of that is because Khalil Ware, 13 points, 7 rebounds. And Soares, 8 rebounds, 10 points. Like, it was nice to see. It was like, we are in the truly bottom of the barrel. I mean, Williams did come back, Tyrone Williams. But bottom of the barrel, like, this is it. It felt like the end of that second Lord of the Rings when there's only like 10 guys left in the castle and they're like, fuck it. Let's get on our horses and fucking ride. Like,
yeah.
And they won. It doesn't matter that the team necessarily isn't having a great time this season. They beat a college team, and it was impressive. Like, that's where I'm at right now, because the injuries are like, just like,
dark.
Even our rivals would be like, oh fuck, that sucks. They wouldn't be like, well, you should be rising up. It's a like unlucky draw. Nothing you can do about it.
But for how long?
That's a good question, isn't it? So, as far as I can tell, there's some optimism with Keyshawn Barthélemy, hopefully by at least Pac-12 play or coming up here. Brennan Rigsby was shooting before this game. They were probably like, this will be a good character moment for us. Don't come back for this game. Maybe not risk it. Like, he was shooting around, which is not something that's been happening. And he's optimistic about him. He's the JUCO transfer from Northwest Florida State College, who is a good shooter, has been a good shooter, that was going to be his role here. So that is good. We're desperate need of guard play. And then Jermaine Couisnard, who was planning to be a starter. And I do believe, was it Ethan Butler? Yeah, Ethan Butler. Both of them are coming back. Who they haven't played this whole season yet, but I think they were saying January is the goal. Who knows if January is like, that's when they start practicing, or January is like, boom, like go. I don't know.
Right.
But just shout out to Gabe Reichel. I mean, and Brady Paris, and James Cooper, the other walk-ons that actually played in these freaking games, you know. Shout out to them. There is talent. There is the veteran presence, which is healthy right now. In theory, that would be able to like make this a complete plug and go team, like Dana Altman is famous for.
Mm-hmm.
There's no promises, especially with all the injuries right now, that will happen. But I'm just saying, like, anytime they win, I'll applaud. If they get blown out, I will be able to be like, well, there's a clear reason why. So
you got the easy out.
Oh, yeah, dude. And so I'm just being like cautiously, all I want is for the veteran players to play as well as they should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not be completely chucking up and missing empty threes and turning over the balls if you're over the ball if you're Will Richardson, you know.
Right.
And then for the talented freshmen to stay healthy and for everyone to heal up. That's all I want. Like, and I'm guessing N'Faly Dante, like, it was concussion protocol. It's been like a week, so he'll probably be back, you know. It's kind of better that it was concussion protocol as opposed to, like, anything to do with his legs.
Yeah, for realsies. Okay.
That's where I'm at.
Shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, dude, that's where we're at. I'm like here. I'm like a doctor here. Like, hey, how's it going? So here's
I feel like we should have gone with men first.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not like you probably.
So here
thought,
we are
like,
at the end, and we're all depressed.
Oregon, as far as the whole Pac-12 landscape is, Arizona really freaking good, 6-0. They look like a true national title contender, maybe even. 21 ranked number 21 UCLA, very good too. They are the top of the pack. Really, there's been no Pac-12 game yet. And then there's a bunch of other teams. We are not that good. We're 3-4. I mean, we're better than California, who's 0-7. That's a true like garbage fire. But they may beat us if they played us right now. A 0-7 Cal could still beat us because we are literally starting walk-ons at this particular moment. I don't think that'll happen though much. Schedule-wise, I'm just going to say this and we can wrap up Quacksetball. December 1st will be Pac-12 play for the men's team because we're starting against Washington State in Eugene. I'm going to try to go to that game because I want to root. I'm honestly kind of like, the injuries have kind of really endeared me to this year's men's basketball team, to tell you the truth. Mm-hmm. And then UCLA right after that on December 4th. And then we take a break, we play 3 different games not against Pac-12 teams. But so right off the bat, if we win both those games, it's a miracle and Dana Altman's the best, and that would have to mean injury luck has helped us out. And then on the women's side for scheduling, December 3rd, Portland, and then a December 11th game, Oregon State, and then a break from Pac-12 play. So big games coming up, my man.
Wow.
Quacksetball. And these will be on the free feed. Thank you, Patreon listeners. You are the ones who have been receiving this off-season Quacksetball report, and we appreciate your patronage so much. Anything left to say, Aaron?
No. I think we about did it.
We just about did it.
Well, peace. See you on the regular feed, y'all.
Quacksetball. Quacksetball. Quacksetball.